But continuing on busting board bullying, it starts with the board president. So that's David Morales, and our last speaker is Lori Regal. And Mr. Morales, I will ask you for your address information since you didn't provide it, please.
My name is David Morales, and I don't need to give you my address.
Well, then, would you like to provide it to Miss Gutierrez later then? Because we do need that.
No, and I would like my time reset because you're wasting my time here.
I'm asking you for the basic information that we require for all of the people here. We're just want to know your contact information.
But you don't need it.
Point of order, Ms.
Yes,
Grijalva.
no.
As we discussed before, there's nothing in policy
Dr.
that
Stegeman,
requires giving an address.
I didn't give you the floor. Thank you. Okay. I do need that contact information, sir. Thank you.
Is it needed or legal?
We do request it right here.
It's absolutely legal under statute that you need my address to speak?
I asked you to provide the information here. You didn't provide us any contact information, which is important for us if we want to be able to respond to anything or
You guys know
provide
how
you
to get a
additional
hold of me. I'm always
information. No, sir.
You do. Anyways, I'm going to
Are we
continue
letting him
on.
go? Are we-
I don't, I just wanted to ask
our lawyer.
from legal if we could ask for the information. And he doesn't have to provide it in the microphone, but
It's on the card. Can we give him the
Madam
card?
President,
ahead.
governing board members, sir, the governing board is actually required by state law to record the names and addresses of individuals who address the board. And that's the purpose of their request.
and I haven't asked anyone else because everyone else's information has been provided.
Well, I've talked before and not given my address.
Point of order, Ms. Grijalva. That is
I actually
exactly
asked
contrary to the
Dr.
legal
Stegeman,
advice we got last month.
Dr. Stegeman, I didn't call on you, and I asked legal. Thank you. So how would we do need that information in order for you to proceed,
Okay.
because we
As soon
did
as
ask
you
legal
provide me with the
clarity.
state statute, I'll give you the information.
Okay, so if you want to go ahead and have a seat, we'll have Ms. Regal come up. You'll still have an opportunity to speak.
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Regal, go ahead.
I would love to see that addressed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Yeager, did you have that information for Mr.
Yes.
Morales?
Madam President, my apologies. The statute has been changed since I last looked at it.
Okay.
It now only requires the name of the individual.
Okay, great. Go ahead, Mr. Morales.
Thank you, sir. And that was just what your legal said last week or last meeting also. So sometimes you guys are wrong and sometimes the citizens are right. I just wanted to address a few things that I heard earlier. I always hear about the past, and I'm not a big fan of the Petticone administration, but I remember Cam, who's running for a re-election this year, being against the 11 school closures last time he ran, and then immediately after he got elected, he says, "I'm for them." And while that vote might have taken place under the previous administration, the school still closed under your watch, and you could have stopped them from closing. And you guys did nothing to do that. Now, the reason this is important is because you say, okay, well, we haven't had layoffs like before. If you just look at your board agenda with the salaried separations every board meeting, 1,100 teachers have left in the last 3 years. That's in your own data. Okay, what that does is you don't need to lay people off because they're leaving on their own. And guess what? You have more money. You have more money for raises, which you're so hesitant to give. H.T. Sanchez says that he's a CFO. He said it in the newspaper. On his resume, you never see CEO title on there. CEO is a pretty big deal, I think. It's like, or CFO, right? But if he's as good as Carla Soto is, I want to challenge you later on when she gives her presentation. You guys wonder if people can't speak English, can they have an interpreter? Well, not everyone can even see what's on the board. Like, she just copies and pastes blurry images to give a budget presentation, and no one can even see it. So there's no transparency, and that's unneeded. That's unprofessional, in my opinion. Who doesn't know how to make a PowerPoint nowadays? So the reason this is important is because no one knew how the 123 monies that you guys voted on last time was spent. It's not in the agenda. If it is, can you guys please show it to me? So you guys just voted on this, and you know where we found out about it the first time? In the comment section of the Arizona Daily Star, where Stephanie Bowe posted it.
So this is there are actually many, many sessions on dysfunctional school boards. And I find myself really, it's unfortunate that this is what I'm really attracted to when I go, because I'm really trying to learn about how we can serve better, the five of us together. And this was a very interesting session. There's actually a study that says the researchers found dramatic growth in student achievement coincides with periods of high trust between the superintendent and the board. And another one I went to was Busting Board Bullying. And this was an interesting one as well from Indian Creek. And these were some behaviors, and I think we can just read through those. I think we have seen some of these up here from all of us. You know, all of us, I think, at one time or another, when I think about making obscene or offensive gestures and swearing, creating unrealistic demands, interrupting, ignoring, isolating, or giving the silent treatment, humiliation, slander, gossip, rumors. And what's the cost of that? You know, we can say, oh, there is a cost to that. And the cost of that, and this again was another study done in 2013, and that it squanders fiscal resources. We lose productivity. We drive out talented employees. We don't have the ability to recruit and retain employees, and the destruction and the reputation of the district. So I really came away from this thinking, what my role how am I building trust? How is my role as a board member building trust within our community?
Adult bullying, I also saw that what Ms. Foster was talking about, and you know, unfortunately, yes, we are drawn to this, and we see that in a multitude of different examples. But we have to set the example. We have to make sure that we're behaving with some composure up here, and it's not always easy. Meetings that matter. This talked a lot about behavior here at the dais, and that was important to do.
So avoid or resolving dysfunction in the boardroom. There's a quiz that I think would be really helpful in determining if the board is ready to resolve issues and move forward or minimally come to some agreement as to the conduct at public meetings. The biggest takeaway from this meeting is the election season, and this is something that was said at the session. The election season is not the best time to try to resolve issues because of political posturing and grandstanding. Talk about. But continuing on busting board bullying, it starts with the board president. So that's where if you notice after ASBA, some of the things that I changed is a reminder to adhere to formal meeting rules, you know, calling on people saying I haven't called on you, having the board set rules for processes and decision makings, which we have in our policies, so just reminding of that, reaching out to legal when I need to as far as either supporting a decision or let me know that I'm wrong.
That's your 2 minutes.
David Morales and Rachel Sedgwick. And then if anyone else wishes to speak, please bring up a card. Thank you.
So you guys recently just spent $9,000 going to Boston. Cam spending the most at $3,100. And all we got from that was that presentation you gave earlier about bullying. And then we watch all this and we just see all this passive aggressiveness and even the way I was treated earlier. So I think that's kind of a waste of money that you guys went there for that.